I feel like people would like to define it and be like, womanhood is like this. You are a woman, you must bear children, you must aspire to get married.
I'm sitting at home doing nothing. So I will learn how to cook, I'll learn how to clean, I'll learn how to wash, I'll learn how to take care of children. But then on the other hand, it doesn't disqualify men from doing the same thing. Can someone identify as a woman simply because they say they're a woman?
Sure.
Okay, how am I going to answer this one? Naturally, if you're born a woman, then you don't really need to identify yourself. I don't think that you need to identify yourself if that's how you naturally are. So I think where this question would come in is when, you have when LGBTQI society. I think that would fit them better because then they would be able to describe what it means to be a woman. If you're a guy and not like a natural male, you would need to have certain checkpoints where you're like, okay, let me, for example, when I speak a certain way, this would make me identify as a woman. Or if I dress a certain way, this might, make me identify as a woman. But as a woman, I really don't know if I should identify myself in any type of way because that's how I naturally am. I don't know if you get me.
I do get you. Listen, it's a complicated question, honestly.
Yeah.
I do have an answer, but it's like you're scared to step on toes.
Yeah.
But I'll just say my piece. This part is a very sensitive topic.
Yeah.
Just because you say you're a woman, should you identify as a woman? Okay, my thing is, everyone has a right to their own opinions, right? Mm-hmm. And like you said, you were born as a woman, as a girl, and you obviously identify as one. But then you do have women who belong in the LGBTQI, right? And they don't want to identify as women, some of them, right? And then you do get vice versa, where you get men in the community that actually want to identify as a woman so badly, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, I support whatever your movement is, whatever you believe in, that is your belief. And I have to respect that, right? So I feel like people can identify as what they want to identify as. It's what you want, that is your baby. If I say I identify as a woman, well, that's what it is. I am a woman. So obviously, naturally, in natural course, it's nature. You were born a woman, so you identify as a woman. Yes. And then there's other people who are not born as a female, but you want to identify as a woman. And it's not taboo anymore. And it's happening in our world. And it's normal. I can change myself into a man if I want to.
You can even go
in
to
every way, surgically. And yes. Yeah. So I just feel like if anyone can identify as a woman if they want to. That's what I believe. And if people believe that that's what they are, is okay, I support you, that's what you are, that's fine. I'm not even going to fight you about it or whatever. If you want to identify as what you want to identify as, that is your right. That's what you believe in. I don't have a right to come and oppose that. So that's what I believe. So what is your understanding of the feminist movement? My understanding is that as part of the feminist movement, all you are doing in just one sentence is advocating for equal rights of human beings. That's what I believe. Because according to me and what I believe and what I stand for is basically standing up for both genders.
Yeah.
as male and female.
Yeah.
It's not me fighting for women and saying a woman this, a woman that. But I believe as human beings, we all have human rights and they are all equal.
So with me, I think like you've mentioned before that the lines are like blurred a bit.
Yeah.
Some women would actually go to the extent of making this competition.
Yeah.
I will show you what I am made of because you do not want to give me that space to dominate, you know.
Yeah.
Or it's a matter of because I've been oppressed for so long, I just do not agree with anything that a guy says or any male says, you know. And even with children, I think a lot of times feminists, like the feminist movement also advocates for children as well because there were times whereby children would get abused or, you know, I'll give you an example with older men wanting to marry teenagers.
Yeah.
You know, that whole thing where older men see a young girl and think, nah, this one I can turn into a wife. So I think feminism has helped with that. You know, it's still there. There are some places where it still happens.
But it's quite minimal.
It's quite minimal
compared to,
yes, as compared as to, you know, as times of old.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree that it advocates for the betterment of, you know, both female and male human beings. But I think that there are some people who still don't really understand what being a feminist is.
Yes.
There are people who are in this feminist thing, but they are extra about it. Sorry. They're very extra about it.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Just speaking of extra, it just made me think back of the one person that a lot of people like, and they just be like, Mara, this one is playing us because she says she's a feminist, but then again, this is what she's doing, you know. Speaking of Beyonce,
Oh, yes.
I mean, I love that she's part of the feminist movement, but she still wants to also be, you know, a family woman and still be a powerful woman in her career. Is she competing with her man? No. Is her man supporting her?
Yes.
Empowering her?
Yes.
Definitely.
A lot.
So that's why like the lines are so blurred because people don't really understand what's it all about. Like you said, they get extra, and it's like, but when you are a feminist, then you are part of the feminist movement. What are you doing with a man? Why is she married? Why is she having babies?
Exactly.
And that is my biggest problem with this whole movement
Yeah.
and misunderstanding and misconception. So I do agree, people get too extra, not actually trying to understand and be more knowledgeable about it.
Yes, very, very true. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with feminism. I think it has gotten us women a very long, like it has helped us in a very big way.
Yeah.
We've come from,
From tough times.
Come
Where
from
we
tough
are. Actually, it was a
times.
long road.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was a very long road. So it helps. Yona, it does help.
Yeah.
I just think that people need to understand what it is more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is feminism a threat to traditional family values? It depends on how you view feminism, right? For me, like I said, that I don't really believe in that, like, people should be equal, but we complement each other.
Yes.
So feminism is can work in a traditional family, but sometimes it doesn't work because of the misconception that people have of it. So if you want to build a family, you have to be able to work together with someone
Yeah.
in order to build a traditional family. That's how it is. You can't want to be your own champion while you want to build a family, because that's not going to work. You need to be able to work together with the people in your lives in order to grow the family. Your partner has a specific vision of the type of family that he wants, and he wants to grow a certain legacy, and he wants to teach his children that legacy. So now, if you are a feminist woman with blurred misconception of what feminist is, you're gonna end up divorced.
Yes.
It's not gonna work. But if you are a feminist that understands that people work together and, you know, in order to grow something, then it will actually work. So that's my take on it.
All right. So on my side, no, it's not a threat. Definitely not a threat. Because, like you said, if we understand each other and we complement each other, that's basically what it is. So we can still have the traditional family values, but it comes with understanding and how, because I feel like if you're a feminist and you are going to be with someone or marry someone who's anti, it's not going to work, like you said. But if we do believe in the same thing and we stand and advocate for one thing, then it can work. So it should not be a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you define womanhood? So I would define womanhood as obviously being born as a female. And then as you grow up, I feel like people would like to define it and be like, womanhood is like this. You are a woman, you must bear children, you must aspire to get married. You don't remember, what's that lady's name? Shimamangozi on Beyonce's song?
Yeah.
That lady, I don't know if I said her name right, Nigerian woman.
Yeah.
On that, I woke up like this
Yeah.
song. Yes. And that's how, when she was describing anti-feminism, as a woman, you must aspire to get married, you must bear children, you belong in the kitchen, you belong to be serving type of thing. But I don't believe that womanhood means that entirely. Yes, as a woman, it's your choice. Do you want to fulfill those roles? Do you want children? Do you want to be married, And do you want to be a career-driven woman? Do you want it all? I feel like in this day and age, you can be whoever you want to be as a woman.
True.
And you can define your own womanhood instead of letting it be defined for you.
Yes.
So that's what I believe.
Okay. So I think womanhood is being able to make your own decisions. It's being at a particular stage in your life where you I can make these type of decisions in order to grow as a person or in order to shape my life. I think that is womanhood. You don't need certain things to be a woman. You don't need a child for people to identify you as a woman. I don't think you need to be married for people to identify you as a real woman. You just have to be at a certain point, at a certain stage in your life where you can make decisions for yourself that can, make you move forward. I think that's how I would describe womanhood. Yeah.
What is the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard someone say about feminism or anti-feminism? Sorry. I was actually on social media last night, on Facebook. Funny enough, the topic of feminism pops up, and it comes from a woman. And it was actually the most ridiculous thing I actually heard, because I feel like I said, people don't understand the meaning of feminism at all, and they will classify it as feminism. So this lady on Facebook was like, yeah, you know what? You follow someone on social media, and the person is such a feminist, and they'll tell you how men this, men that, how I don't need a man in my life. I can do me. I can do everything a man can do for me. I can do it myself. I don't need to be, I don't need to depend on a man and all of that. And then she's like, and then jiggy. This person now is in love. Now she's no more following the feminism movement. Now it's all about who my man this, posting pictures on lovey-dovey, who I'm in love, who I love him, and all of that. Yeah. So I just feel like it's the most ridiculous thing. Who said, as a feminist, you're not supposed to fall in love with a man, or you're not supposed to date? I just feel like people don't understand.
Yeah.
Like I said, the definition is very cross-wired, if you get what I mean. So I feel like it was so ridiculous. Yes, there are women who are anti-men because they have their reasons. But it doesn't mean if you are anti-men, you are a feminist also. So for me, I feel like lines are being crossed somewhere, somehow, and people don't really know the definition. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree that people don't really know the definition, especially when it comes to relationships.
Yes.
People who don't really understand what feminism is would think that you have to be lesbian.
Thank
You
you.
know, you need to date another girl in order to complete this whole cycle of
This whole movement.
feminism. Yes, that's how you have to look a certain way, you have to speak a certain way, you have to address people in a certain way. And I don't think that that's how it should be. I think the biggest misconception, is the one where we can get into a relationship and actually, be submissive to a man. People think that feminist
Yes.
she's not gonna know her place. She's gonna
Bossy.
Yeah, she's gonna be bossy. She's not gonna respect her in-laws and all of those things. But like you said, you don't need to be a feminist in order to do that. You could just come there and be. That's just who you decided to be. I could tell like Mama's Haaland. You could
Listen, you can still be a feminist
Yes.
and be respectful.
and be respectful.
It doesn't mean you are a feminist, you are disrespectful. No.
Exactly. Yes.
That's why I'm saying people cross lines when it comes to this whole definition of being a feminist.
Yeah. That's the biggest.
So I agree.
That's the biggest one. What role should men play in the feminist movement? Okay. I think men should play a role of understanding women, getting to meet them halfway. Like I said, that I think that most of the time people confuse gender roles with life skills.
Yeah.
I think men should learn certain life skills in order for them to stop assuming that these responsibilities belong to women. But I think I also blame women to a certain point for this kind of perception as well. Because in the olden days, like you said, men would usually, come back from work, and then the lady is there in the kitchen, and cooking and all of that, which was how it was, right? Yes. Like even from, the times of the Bible, Adam had to go toil. It said that men need to go and work, need to provide for their families, right?
Yeah.
And women need to, nurture, kids and all of that. So here's my point to all of this, right? That men are used to going outside of the home and working, and they've never had this thing of, okay, let me come home and see what happens at home. And women have like in old times have always had this thing of, which I think is understandable. I'm sitting at home doing nothing, so I will learn how to cook, I'll learn how to clean, I'll learn how to wash, I'll learn how to take care of children, right? But then on the other hand, it doesn't disqualify men from doing the same thing, And I think that the role that men should play in like the feminist movement is learning life skills, not just work skills. Because women, the reason, I think the biggest reason why women got frustrated and they were like, no ways, we're tired, we just want to live our lives and we want to be equal, is because men started thinking that that's the only place that you should be, because that's what you learned from being home. I'm out there doing other things, which you don't know how to do. So if men had the ability to show women that this isn't actually about me knowing how to do something, a certain skill in order to progress in life.
Yeah.
It's about, both of you need to learn a certain skill to progress in life, because it's something that you both need to do at the end of the day. If you're a guy and you don't have a woman in your life, are you going to buy takeaways every day? How much money would you be making in order to buy takeaways on a daily basis? You would eventually need to learn how to cook, because it's a life skill. You eventually need to learn how to wash. You'd eventually need to learn certain things that help you progress.
Okay.
So that's the role that I think that men should play in the feminist movement,
Okay. Well, I do agree with you that the role they should play is to have an understanding when it comes to the feminist movement. You mentioned that because I feel like when you speak of the men who feel like I'm meant to be toiling and all of that, and you as a woman belong at home, nurturing and cleaning and all of that. But I feel like you are speaking for just one dimension or one side of men. Because from my experience and what I know, there is, yes, there's both sides of the coin. There are that men that you speak of. But then in my generation where I'm at, also the men I've engaged with, actually, they are for the feminist movement. Or I don't think maybe I do allow myself to get into spaces where there are men who are not for the feminist movement. So men should have an understanding to the feminist movement, like you said. And the men that I engage with, or the men I always seem to be around, are actually different from those men that believe that a woman belongs here, there, what. Yes, I have met a few of those ones that you speak of, but on my side of the coin, I'm actually very proud of how men are actually understanding and are supporting the feminist movement. And the role that they actually play, I'm not going to say the role they should play because I know it's a role that they play. They do agree to the equal rights of women as opposed to women being oppressed and not being equal as human beings, as equal to men, right? They do understand that it's not a competition. And I like the fact that the role they play is they support it. They support that women should be empowered. They support that a woman should define herself. And where do they fit in when it comes to that?
Yeah.
Where they fit in is to play the supportive role as well. Because as equals, we can point to each other, like I said, and we support each other. And instead of feeling like when I want to be better, or women who support feminism feel like they don't need men, whereas we need each other as human beings. We do need each other.
Yeah.
And also, regardless of what your sex is or whatnot, I just feel like human rights is human rights. So according to me, I would do away, especially with the feminist movement, and just speak of equal rights as humans, whatever your gender, whatever your pronoun is. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So the role they should play is, let's be understanding, let's support each other, let's empower each other. Because as much as men can empower women, women do the same. They can empower men.
True.
So it's a give and take, really.
Yeah.
I mean, this day and age, we have men who do, basically we swap roles. If a woman can cook, clean, do the washing, look after the kids, the man can do it too.
Yeah.
If the man can be working, the man is doing handiwork around the house, fixing the tap, fixing the table or whatever. A woman can do it too.
Exactly.
It's only also up to, are you willing to do it? You get what I mean? So are you willing to do it?
Exactly.
I mean, I can do it,
Yeah.
but it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to fix the table. You get what I mean? So let's support each other and let's understand each other, because at the end of the day, we all have our own certain characteristics as human beings. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at with this whole feminist movement and men actually playing a role in it.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Should only women make laws about women's bodies? Like, why are we even making laws about people's bodies? I mean, it's really different. Come on, guys. About people's bodies, about what we wear. No, man. No. I don't think. Aish. Okay. So, women know what women need most of the time, and I would like to think that women want to look out for other women.
Yeah.
But now, telling other people what to do, I think that's just not.
It's not it.
It's not it.
I agree.
Even with men, I think we should be able to think for ourselves that if I put myself in this type of a position, then this is what's going to happen. So my point is that if I decide to wear a miniskirt today and go to Johannesburg CBD, I'ma have to, own it, or else, something. If something does happen to me, I'm going to need to own it. But I don't need someone telling me that, no, you cannot do this. I think it should be a specific, like it should be my own choice. I don't even think that it's good for people to tell me about my weight. Why should you tell me about my weight? What if, it's based on, nutrition, or it's based on a sickness, or
you don't know.
You don't really know.
You don't know the person's
You
story.
don't know a genetics of a person. Maybe Yesu, we're all slender. Then what? Then you can't tell me, no, you have to eat what. Well, it happens. I know it happens a lot.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. So I think the for me, it's a no. Yeah, it's a no.
So I do agree. It is an absolute no.
Yeah.
I believe every gender should make their own laws for their own bodies. As women, we have a right to make laws about our own bodies, but also there is a certain threshold, because now having a general law, other people will not agree with it, because everyone has their own preferences and all that. So I feel like as an individual, yes, you can make your own rules about your own body, your own laws about your own body. I feel like, why should other people who are different from you make the laws for you?
Yes.
So it's a vice versa thing. As women, we don't have a right to make laws about men's bodies. So it's the same thing for me. So as women, we have a right to prefer what we prefer.
Yeah.
And the next person should respect that.
Yes.
Who are you to come and tell me, like, ooh, she was better when she was fat? Why did she lose weight? Now, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And you do get a lot of that.
You
People
do.
want to be opinionated. And it's not only from different genders, it's from other women. And there needs to be a line, draw the line where you must respect the next person. You might not prefer it, but they prefer it.
Yes.
And what you prefer, the other person doesn't prefer.
Yeah.
So yes, as individuals, we can make up our own laws and whatnot. And just to go back to what you said regarding, as a woman, if you decide you want to wear a miniskirt and go to Joburg CBD, you should own it. It draws back to what I'm saying, as you as a woman, you prefer to be a certain way. You prefer to make your own laws and own rules, and you don't care who says what.
Yeah.
And you said she must own it. Respect it. If she's gonna go like that, like, as a person, as a man, whatever, respect it, because it doesn't give you a right to now want to attack the person because they're a certain way.
Exactly.
So that's what I believe, because yes, I did bump into someone in the CBD wearing a very short bum shot, but it's what she wants, it's what she prefers. So why should we be judging, and why should you want to attack what she wants to do?
Exactly.
So respect it, move on, and mind your own business.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.